Resiliency. Woohoo! Let's make sure that's going now. Let me see. Yep, it says it's going now. Woohoo! All right. So, when I first started with this stay-at-home mandate, I'll start all over again. Yay! It's all about resiliency and overcoming obstacles. And it was gut-wrenching when I had to do this. Put the sign on my door, my business, that I had to stay at home, but I was open on the internet. And so I put out an email, let everybody know that I was still printing, that I was still going to come in. Hi, Jennifer, and hi, Diana. Thanks, Diana, for letting me know I had no volume. It's the one thing I didn't check. So this was gut-wrenching, and I went through a whole myriad of feelings about things. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay rent? You know, it was all about me. I tell you that much. I was worried about what my obligations were and how I was going to fulfill those obligations. And I am sure that that was selfish and very personal feelings for me. And I'm sure a lot of people, millions of people, are going through this same exact thing. I got my husband walking around in here, and he might pipe in if he decides that my discussion of resiliency isn't what it should be. Because he knows a lot more about resiliency than I do. Because he's resilient. When all this happened, I was like, I'll admit it, I was depressed. And I think that we're going to find out a lot of people are depressed with this. Because, you know what? We don't have a purpose. That's the thing. Is if when you have a purpose, you have a reason to get up in the morning. You have a reason to get out of your pajamas and make something happen for yourself for the day. Well, I gave myself a day or so of feeling bad about all this stuff. And I was like, well, what can I do? Well, what I can do is I can do what I always do. I can support artists to sell their work as prints. And I can encourage them to take this opportunity to enlarge their online presence, gain fans. So when the time comes and people have money, they'll be willing to buy from those artists. And so this is just a test. This is a test of our resiliency. And you know what? We can make things happen. And I was really disappointed today when I got a text from Jennifer. And she said, oh, they've made it so the craft stores can't be open. Well, I suppose we could be called a craft store. I kind of think maybe. But you know what? I'm going to let that happen. I'm going to put my whole face on here so you can see. I wasn't going to let that happen. Was not going to let that happen. I was going to continue to meet my obligations with the artists that depend on me for prints. Well, at least as much as I could. So, I have another artist friend who had a 24-inch printer, and he doesn't use it. And he's been asking me for a little while now whether or not I'd be willing to take it. And I was like, yeah. We just never got together in order to get the printer to me. Well, it happened this morning. I got a 24-inch printer that is just as nice. It's a little older, but uses the exact same ink and will print just as nice as the printers that I have up at the shop. It's a little smaller, so it does a 24-inch print. So I'm not able to do the 44-inch prints right now, but I'm going to show this print station that I set up. Woohoo! Yeah, Jennifer, yeah, I don't know what noise you're hearing in the background, but Chuck is pacing like he always does. This is my printer. This is my new print station.
Also, the wind's blowing.
Oh, we have the windows open here, and so the wind's blowing, and so you might be hearing some of that in the background. And I don't quite have my microphone up here close. There we go. So Dylan and I went to the shop. We started grabbing things so that we could make prints at home. And so I've got, click back to my face. Okay. Oh, I'm here. I'm here. See, I'm here. Okay. There we go. So Dylan and I went back to the shop today. We were there for about an hour. And we grabbed some stuff so I could make prints at home. That way I'm fulfilling the mandate, whether or not I'm a craft store, and I can still provide my services to my printers. That's what you call resiliency and working out the problem. Yeah, I had a convergence. I had a wonderful convergence of several things happen all together. So, we're staying healthy here. We're keeping everything clean. And so now I have a print station. And, we were putting this all together, and I didn't realize how grumpy I'd been. And Chuck says, well, there you are. There's that smiling Michelle that I've been looking for. Kind of reminds me of that scene in, what is the movie with Robin Williams that plays Peter Pan? The Pan? Is that it? I can't remember. But how well? When he goes, Peter. It's just called Peter. And he goes, there you are, Peter. Because of all of his wrinkles and his being an old grumpy man. So, now I have a purpose. Okay, Jennifer.
No, it's called Captain.
Art Print Express and Crafts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jennifer and I have both been grumpers. We've been texting back and forth. However, we can both provide our services from home. We just need to buckle down, figure it out, make it happen, and that's part of the whole resiliency. The other thing is, in this time, you're going to be stuck in the house with your family, and you won't have that 8-hour break to go do something else or be apart for a while. So, what I suggest is to do I got a new mandate for you. And it's not a government mandate. It's a Michelle mandate. It's a Michelle Levan mandate. It's hunt for the good things. It will put you in a mindset when you look for good things. Sit down at supper tonight and ask your spouse or your kids, what are the 3 best things that happened today? What are 3 good things that happened? Well, number 1 for me was I got a printer that I can use at home. And number 2, I got my stuff from the shop that I needed to make the printer go. Oh, and 3, the printer actually works great. There you go. 3 great things. Even though the existence of the printer is separate from it actually working. And it's a beautiful day. There's 4. So hunt for the good things. Jennifer, you are a grump. So now you're graphic designer, marketing, and crafts. Yes. Well, I don't know. I know that Hobby Lobby closed on Wednesday because I had a friend come in to pick up some stuff that works there. And he said he got laid off. And so he was looking to figure out his purpose and his resiliency and how he was going to pay rent. However, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's true, so it's a rumor. But apparently, in that bill that they signed, that no one's talking about, there is some unemployment for self-employed people available. And I don't know exactly what that means. So that's something I'm going to look into. And I've already done the SBA loan for my business, but that was all sorts of weird, and I'm sure that the unemployment's going to be the same way. But we can figure it out. It is about our resiliency.
Hunt the good things helps us combat negative bias.
There you go.
And it helps us fight against confirmation bias.
I'm going to make him say this to you here. So, here you go. Hi.
Hi, it's
This is
backwards.
my husband.
Yeah. So the great thing about hunting the good things is we're looking for things to help us get past all the negative bias that we have. So, and it helps us build some optimism when we have times of lots of pessimism. Every time we turn on the news, there's always whatever bleeds leads, and they're always telling us about bad things. So
For years.
Many of us find that helping us to build negative bias towards everything. But there are a lot of good things that happen in everyday people's lives every day. So one of the things we want to do to be resilient, productive people is build some wins for ourselves while we're not depending on others. There's other skills that helps us identify the things that we can control that help us solve our own problems that are part of this kind of philosophy and thought pattern. And these things are very good. So they're all designed to help us get past negative bias and avoid confirmation bias, because so many things are confirmed by the news or headlines or posts on social media where people are just I saw something bad, so things are bad, and I'm bad, I feel bad about it, blah. Well, what can you do about it? Well, I don't know. Well, how can you avoid you contributing to that? Well, one of the things you can do is take some self-examination of things that I can do to avoid having those issues. One, avoid chaos. Two, find things that are positive in your life and help have that adjust to your mindset so that you know that you can do good things and that good things can happen for you when you apply yourself well.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things for artists is putting your art out there. The world needs your art. They need something other than I gotta say it other than the big CV. The beer bug. I'm tired of hearing about the beer bug. And you laughing at me?
Yeah, because it took me a minute to figure out what the hell you were talking about.
The beer bug.
Yeah. Oh, I'm too.
There's a
old
chair over there
to kneel for all that time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go over here until you need me again.
Okay. Oh, see, I've got my own resiliency coach. It doesn't always work. And that cough right there, that wasn't coronavirus. That was my post-nasal drip. You got some allergies going on. So, there we go. There's where we are. Did you see that Jennifer said hi to you, Chuck?
No, I was not reading.
Okay. Yeah. It's hard to read and talk at the same time. So, I had a win today. And I'd really, really hate to go too far toward, winning. I'm just going to say it. Winning. And I'm going to continue to figure out. It's all figure outable. I know that's not a word. I'm sorry, I was just reading some of these. I've got lizards are resilient. Yeah. Oh, I can put these back up since it's not covering up Chuck's face anymore. Yeah, yeah. Lizards are resilient. They think they can. They think they can regrow their tails. Oh, you think that they can? Okay. Well, I've seen it. I think I've seen that. But the thing is, it's not necessarily your tail you need to regrow, but it is your interactions online to maybe adjust so that you're showing the positive things in life rather than all the negative things that are out there. It's, they say that it takes like 100 attaboys for one disapproval. I think we got a big job ahead of us if we're going to put out some positive things into the world. And the easy thing is the work that we do as artists. So, and I'm here. If you decide that you need to have somebody print your work, you want to send out prints to somebody, or you want to, I would highly recommend, selling them. However, I'm not expecting a whole bunch to happen while the finances and stuff are in flux. But this is the perfect opportunity to get your stuff out there so people know that you exist as an artist and get familiar with what you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and you can sell your originals. Jennifer. Oh, I'm going to miss not having Jennifer around every day.
Well, we got Snapchat for it.
Oh, that's why we have Snapchat. Well, we've been doing a lot of texting. So, let's see. It's been about 20 minutes or so. Really, it's just a test of our resiliency. I'm going to talk about some more resiliency. Hi, country. Am I reading that right? Thanks for coming on. And I'm giving a good pep talk here about, finding the good stuff, figuring out things that are in your way to make sure that you can do what you want to do. Yeah, if you're stuck at home, there are options. I did post a thing on Facebook today that says, my husband in 2019, you have enough art supplies to last you a lifetime. And me today, checkmate. I'm going to be using all those art supplies. And so you actually have some freedom. See, that's a positive. Have some freedom to create while you're locked in the house. And if you got kids, what a perfect time to sit down and engage them in the arts. Get them off those tablets and phones and whatnot. I know that's hard to do. So, yes, Jennifer, you are a blessing. So not everybody knows that Jennifer shares my space at work. It's two women, both self-employed, working in the same space, so that there's so I'm not so lonely being there, but I was tired of being lonely all the time at the shop. Customers came in, but they came and went, and I was often alone. And also some safety in numbers. So I'm pretty safe here. I got two guys, got my guys, And so I feel pretty safe here, but it's going to be bad to be not with the one person who I share 8 hours a day with. Two women with printers. One has rage. Oh, just find the good stuff. I know you've got it in you. Sit down with Corey this afternoon or this evening when you have supper and have him say 3 things that was good today outside of the mower, and you say 3 things good that happened today. And the thing is, they don't have to be like big things. They can be, I don't have the coronavirus. I'm being safe at home. That is a great way. Yeah, check's back. Let me turn the chat off.
Yeah, so
You got to get your head in there.
so the additional things with that to make it a step further is to, after you identify those things, talk about what
things are you talking about?
Once you identify these things for hunt the good things, and you talk about them, also think beyond that. Why is that important to you, or what did that mean to you, and how can I affect having more good things happen tomorrow? Those are 2 ways to augment and build more optimism for the future, because you had good things happen today that had something meaningful for you. So add those 2 things to that, not just identifying three things, but what it meant to you and how you can influence having more of that happen in the future, and that will help you build optimism, and you will be finding more than 3 good things a day.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, so that's fun, Jennifer. So she says, I got 3 good things. I got to see my friends on Facebook Live. And I baked cookies, and I found a craft project. And I absolutely loved your craft face project. So, I don't know if you put that online or not. You are so funny. Anyway, I so much thank everybody for showing up today. And I think I'm just going to hop on here at 4 o'clock and check in. And there's some other things that can help you be more resilient. And this is a test of our resiliency. It's a test of our relationships, the ones that you can't see as well as the ones you can. I know I'm not used to having Chuck around 24/7. It's wonderful when I have him for like 3 days, but I don't know what it's going to be like for 6 weeks.
I'm going to go to work.
He's going to go to work. So what about Dylan? Dylan will be just stuck in his room. He needs to find a purpose. So, yeah. And that purpose, I talked about that earlier. That purpose, that's important. Find that thing that gives you purpose. And doing your artwork, and with the purpose of putting something positive out there in the world, is a good thing. And no matter what kind of feedback you get, hopefully it'll be positive. You put out positive, you should get back positive. That's not how everything works. Somebody out there is going to put poop in the cereal bowl. So, and that's fine. Let them. And here's the big thing about that, is that when somebody gets really negative, when you had no intention to be negative, then it really reflects on them. It really says a lot about them and not so much about you. So that's the other thing you got to remember, being safe online, safe at home, sharing your stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to log off now, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Stop. There we go.